Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. Hey guys, hope you're well. So in this video, I want to discuss a success story. Now this is a success story, parts of which I think I shared before, and this is something I recently shared on Instagram. But as soon as I shared it on Instagram, I got a lot of DMs and a lot of people asking me to actually make a video on it. So I thought that I would just make a video on it to explain the success story greater in detail, because I feel that this is a topic that a lot of you go through and a lot of you actually suffer through this. So I will start by first talking about the success story and reading it out loud for you. And then you will discuss the situation as we always do in my success stories. And then we will discuss what we worked on, what are the things that you can work on, and if you are in a similar situation, what are the things that you need to take into account. So first I will read the success story. Hi Karan, hope you're well. I know you probably heard this so many times from people, but I genuinely wanted to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because of you, I found myself and my true worth in life. It was never and will never be about getting something or someone, to be honest. It was always about me realizing who I truly was, and for us to love and accept who we are. You know my journey, my past, and my path, and this has been one of the many hurdles, but there is absolutely nothing that I would go back and change, because every challenge has made me the person I am today. A woman who knows her true worth and loves herself, and someone who is so special and unique that no one can take that away from her. I have become a person who will never place her self worth on a person or a circumstance anymore. There are times where I still stumble, I face resistance, but I face my triggers now. I accept myself even then because I love myself damn much. You honestly made me keep my faith in God, in my journey, and in myself, for which I am forever grateful. May God bless you with all the infinite happiness and joy, Karan, so that you can keep changing so many lives as possible. You are a true gift from God, from all of us. Thank you. I remember so clearly the day I came to you in last October with hope and knew that my life would change, and it changed. I am getting married in October this year, Karan, and I couldn't be more happier about all the way that it has turned out for me and my loved ones. I keep remembering your one line, just be still in your self worth, and OMG, that phrase has helped me in the most difficult times in my life. So, thank you once again for everything. Any words I use would be less to express my happiness and gratitude to you. I always wanted to be an inspiration for someone out there, and today I can proudly say I've achieved that with yours and God's help. It might sound cliche, but if I can do it, trust me, you can do it too. And she's absolutely right. We will get there. And then there is a picture of an engagement ring. And then after that, she writes, honestly, sometimes I still don't believe that I got to this point, but majority of times I feel so normal about all this. Like, of course, this was meant to happen. Of course, I was meant to have the best partner for myself. And of course, I'm meant to get married. I do feel like a prize, and this guy never fails to tell me how amazing I am. Every day, he showers me with so much love that I do feel blessed. He goes out of his way to make me happy. He wants my opinion in every single thing, especially as we are planning our wedding as we speak. He honors me and tells me how proud he is to be in my life, and I am too, to be honest. I thank God every day for this moment and thank you. And then 2 3 months later, I get a response from her, a text from her. Hey Karan, I'm getting married next Sunday. Thank you for helping me get to this day, and God bless. And then I got a picture of her getting married. Of course, that is something I cannot share here. So, lovely success story. Let's get into everything that this situation was, and let's discuss what you can do if you are in a similar situation. So, this girl actually came from a very toxic household, and she came from a place where her father and her had a very terrible relationship, and her father had a very terrible relationship with her mother. And the relationship was as such, where the traditional gender roles were applied, and they were applied in not such a healthy manner. She was consistently put down because she was being forced to get married, and she wanted to get married to this person. And when she was manifesting a relationship, she had to make sure that she's coming across in a way where she is also handling her family and also handling this. So first thing that we understood is like what I understood here and what we decided to work on was bettering her inner child wounds and focusing on that. Then, as she was going ahead and we understood more about her relationships, we understood that she had zero boundaries. Every relationship that she was getting involved in came with a sense of, one, I keep consistently people pleasing and chasing men. Two, I keep settling for less because that is what I think I deserve. Three, I don't feel safe in the idea of relationships because I have not seen healthy relationships in my life and I don't have a healthy relationship with myself. Because of which, the combination is very, very toxic because it allows me to keep chasing men who will give me the relationships that I'm already comfortable with. So how that dynamic actually looked like and how this actually works is that usually when you have a relationship with your father, which comes across in a way where you are consistently being put down with him, as a child you cannot understand the difference between my father is treating me wrong and I am doing something wrong. So because of that, what you do is you develop a mindset that maybe there is something wrong with me, that is why this happens to me. So if everyone around me is starting at 0, I would automatically start at -5. And because I would automatically be starting at -5, in my mind, I would consistently feel the need to do more than other people to get the same kind of love and validation that other people get normally. So if someone has to walk 10 steps to reach to 10, I would feel like I have to walk 15 because that is what I have been taught. And when I take those 15 steps, I still don't feel enough because in my mind, I'm buying love in exchange of those 15 steps. The more I do for another person, I'm buying that love from them, right? But I also don't feel safe in the idea of relationships. Hence, just see the combination. I will keep chasing men in my life who will show me unavailability, and I will keep manifesting versions of them and choosing people in my life who will show me that they have the capacity and the tendency to be unavailable. But when someone would come to me and show me affection and love, I would not be attracted to them because that would make me feel that they are maybe cheating on me or they are doing something wrong. And I would get bored because that is not what my idea of love is. The combination in itself results in a disastrous topic of relationships, and you keep getting more and more relationships in your life where the unhealthy dynamic is promoted again and again. Now, what was happening with her in terms of the men that she was involved with and this guy was that she was consistently getting either hot and cold movement or movement which involved her receiving some breadcrumbs. Then, as soon as she used to get some breadcrumbs, she used to chase again. And because she used to chase again, what happened is that I think I talked about this in one of my videos, like 2, 3 videos back, where I talked about jumping the gun too soon. Where as soon as she saw some movement, she used to just chase now. Like she used to think that, okay, now this person is giving me some movement, so now is the time for me to chase. Because she kept doing that, what she kept getting were more breadcrumbs and more hot and cold because she was consistently hot and cold with herself. So as we were working on it, first we started focusing on her boundaries and her self-concept and her inner child wound. After we started working on herself, she started creating some boundaries. The issue that happened then was that as she was creating boundaries, as soon as those boundaries were created, after a few days when she was not as motivated, not as, intense with her emotions, she used to disrespect them because this guy used to come with a breadcrumb and she used to tell him herself that, oh great, now I'm getting breadcrumbs and whatever like I'm getting, it is still great because at least I'm getting something. Based on her getting that thing, she was celebrating that, calling it movement, and now getting involved with the situation again. But what was actually happening is that she was creating a boundary, but she was not cementing it, because of which she kept getting more breadcrumbs. When we started working on herself, like and understanding that boundaries need to be kept for a permanent level, what started happening is that this guy did started showing up differently. But when he was showing up differently, what was happening is that she was getting a lot of anxious thoughts in relation to it because she was consistently worried that what if something bad happens. Why does this happen? This happens because your brain has a job to protect you, and in order for it to protect you, it has to take past experiences and project them onto your future. So for example, in this situation, my brain is taking the past experience that I had terrible relationships with men and projecting it onto the future, that, oh, I can get again into terrible relationships with men. So before that happens, let me protect myself and prepare for it in a way so that it doesn't. And when we create that dynamic in our mind, we create a situation where we project our insecurities, we manifest situations where we are again and again getting anxious, and because we embody that, we keep on getting more things to be worried about. So the best way to handle it, steps of resistance, yes, but also not to act on it. If I just have some thoughts and fears and I don't act on it, I am automatically not cementing them in my life. And just the mere act of me not cementing them in my life can have a huge impact on the way that it is created moving forward. Another thing that was happening, and which is something that she mentioned in her message, she said, I now understood that it is not about the outside. So what does that actually mean? Because a lot of people come to me and ask me this question: hey Karan, I want things to change for me, but eventually when things are changing for me, I want things to change outside, but you keep telling me that the change is supposed to be inside. But if I'm doing all the work for the outside, why should I not focus on it? There is a reason behind it. So first, what you have to understand is that the state of being matters more than the techniques that you do. So what that technique reinforces is what matters. Is the technique reinforcing the lack, or is the technique reinforcing the abundance? If I'm doing techniques and I'm trying to change the outside, the subtle undertone behind it is that I'm still the person who needs the outside to change in order to feel validated. Because of which, even though I'm doing and quote unquote saying these affirmations and techniques for me, unfortunately it is not having that effect because I'm still doing it for the outside. So I'm still a slave to the outside to change in order for me to feel fine. How I would go for it is I would ask myself, okay, great. Even if nothing outside of me changes, the worst thing that happens is if I keep living with this mindset in my life forever. So even if I don't have any chance of the outside changing, I would still keep focusing on myself because I want to feel better. And then the world reflects it. So it has to first be for me. And for me, once it becomes about me, then the world changes. That's what Neville Goddard also mentioned, that there is no one to change but self. Then as we were working on this, she did get into a better situation. And especially with her parents, the consistent pressure was there. So then we sat down and we actually took in the consequences of our decisions. I keep talking about the fact that manifesting a specific person is a decision. It's not something that you do on a whim. When I'm taking that decision, I know that I might have triggers. I know that there might be circumstance. I know that these things might come up. And this is a whole topic which I can make a different video on. If you want me to, please comment down below if you would want me to make a different video on it. But as we worked on that, we got into a place where we understood that, great, just because I want a specific situation in my life and I don't want to settle in love and relationships might mean that for the meanwhile I might have a not so good relationship with my parents and I might have to put strict boundaries there. She was okay with it and she followed on to it. And a consistent work in that direction resulted in her being here. Did she not have resistance? Definitely she did. Did she not have bad days? Definitely she did. When she says that if I can do it, you can do, that's absolutely true, because she was in a very bad place. And I don't say that because I talk with a lot of clients and a lot of people. So when I'm saying that she was in a very bad place, I actually mean it. But if she can get out of it with consistency and perseverance, then you can too. And this also is something that is important to look at here is, even though I guided her with everything, she's the one who did the work. And that is why she's the one who got the results. Because eventually, as a coach, I can only guide you. I cannot force you to do the work. So I hope that you understood as many things that I could explain from this success story. Any questions that you have in relation to this success story that are general questions, not very specific to her situation, because I cannot answer that based on the confidentiality that I need to practice and I need to keep. Any general questions that you have in relation to this situation, please leave them down in the comment below. I will either make a video on that, or I will make a story on Instagram, or I will comment down below. So I will see you guys in the next video, and please have a good day. Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.